Hey folks, it's Lizzy here from the library, and I am so glad to be with you today to tell you about 5 new young adult books I think you're really going to enjoy. And we're going to kick it off with the new horror fantasy novel by Claire Legrand called Extasia. When you start this book, it's kind of unclear as to when and where it takes place. Is it the real world, an imaginary world? Are we in the distant kind of medieval past or in some kind of post-apocalyptic dystopian future? It is unsettling, to say the least. But I won't tell you too much about the story because there are lots of twists and turns and secrets. But I will tell you that it's about this girl named Amity. And in the world that she lives in, she's very pious, and there are kind of these religious houses in her town. And what happens is that there are these murders and crimes that start to be committed in her town, targeting boys and men and kind of religious leaders. And she believes that the devil, or the version of the devil in her world, is responsible. But there's a lot more to it than that. It's pretty dark and gruesome. It is a horror novel, after all. And it's also really weird, so you have to be prepared to kind of accept some kind of supernatural, witchy things along the way. It's definitely a crazy ride, but check out Extasia if you like your horror with a side of fantasy. For fans of the Truly Devious series and A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, we have a murder mystery called We Were Kings by Court Stevens. And it is a standalone, so you get all of the answers in the book. You don't have to read more volumes. I know sometimes that's frustrating about murder mystery series. This one, the Kings are kind of the central family in this story. And 20 years before the start of the book, there was a murder where one of the King family kids was murdered. But in the present day, we're kind of following a character named Nyla, who's going back and investigating this crime. Her mother's best friend was the one who was accused of this killing, and Nyla wants to see if she actually is guilty or innocent before she's put to death. So Nyla has kind of like a true crime YouTube channel. There's also a cute boy that's kind of her sidekick, and so she becomes the detective of this novel. Okay, for something completely different, we have a very charming and heartwarming story to get you ready for the summer. It's called Golden Boys by Phil Stamper, and I think this is the first in a series. This story is about 4 boys who are best friends. They are pretty much the only queer kids in their kind of small rural town, and so they're really bonded, and they have a lovely relationship. And it's about the summer before senior year, where instead of all staying together for the summer and hanging out, they go on their own solo adventures. One I think is in Boston, one's interning in DC on Capitol Hill, one's in Paris, and one is in Florida. So you get kind of that Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants feel, where you have all the friends in separate places, but they're still communicating with letters and texts and things like that. You get really great stories about finding yourself when you're kind of on your own away from your friends for the first time. There's first love, there's different challenges with work and jobs and things like that. And then just general kind of fear and anxiety about heading into your senior year of high school. It's a really lovely story. If you want something that's just fun, realistic, contemporary, with lots of different really intriguing, interesting points of view, try Golden Boys. And now, we're back on the dark side. This is Horror Hotel. It's by 2 authors, Victoria Fulton and Faith McLaren. Now, is this the best horror novel for teens I've ever read? No. But I do like it because it's fast, it has short chapters, and sometimes with horror, I just want to read something really quick, be entertained, have fun, and then be done. And so this one's a little over 200 pages. It's got really short chapters. There are 4 point of view characters, and it bounces between all of them. So I think the whole book goes by pretty quickly. It's about 4 friends who run a ghost hunting YouTube channel, and they're trying to get more subscribers, of course. And so they go to this hotel where some gruesome things have happened in the past. People, of course, say that it's haunted. It's probably based on the Cecil Hotel. And they think it's going to be pretty harmless and a way to get lots more subscribers. But of course, things do not go as planned on their overnight stay. So if you want something really fun, of course it's pretty grisly and dark, and that's going to go pretty fast. Or if you're a fan of shows like American Horror Story, Horror Hotel would be a great choice for you. The last book today is the new memoir by Rex Ogle called Punching Bag. Rex Ogle has a middle grade memoir called Free Lunch, which is about his experience growing up in poverty, experiencing food insecurity. And this book is about his very tough high school years, dealing with domestic violence and domestic abuse. Now, he says at the beginning, this is a tough read. If you are not ready for this, please go do something fun. But, he says, if you are experiencing something similar or your friend is, and you need a picture of hope or resiliency or want to see how I survived, then this book, this story, will be very helpful. I think a lot of YA and kids authors and illustrators are coming out with some really great books about their childhood. In the teen section in particular, we have two great graphic novels. One's called Hey Kiddo and one is called Flamer. And they're both really wonderfully done, hopeful pictures of survival and resiliency. And I think Rex Ogle's books are in that same category as well. Okay, friends, thank you for watching this month's What's New in YA video. I will be back next month with another book talk video and hopefully some news about the fun teen programs that we're going to be doing this summer at the library. I'm excited to hang out with you in person. If you are reading something fun or you have a reading recommendation, as always, you can put it in the comments. I would love to hear. I'll see you again next month. Bye.